Of all the times I've been to Mexico, there was one dish that particularly stood out to me, and it was always the seafood soup. And I recently went and I couldn't find the type of soup that I was looking for, so I decided to make it myself for this episode. And I decided to do a little bit of something a little bit different, a little bit creative to it, and I decided to use silken chicken, which is the black chicken that you saw earlier. And I decided to really boost up the flavor with all the shell and the head of the shrimp that's going to be used. And I added, salt, pepper, onion, ginger, and a white wine. Don't need to spend a whole lot of money on that white wine since you're using it for cooking, but you do still want a good flavored white wine. Now, I also now have to start preparing the seafood, and one of the things that I kind of always have a pet peeve about is cleaning the shrimp. You always at least want to get rid of that digestive tract. And after you simmer the soup for a while, simmer it down, you want to strain it. Now, in this case, because I added the shrimp head, the soup became a lot cloudier because of all the richness of the brain matter. But if you hadn't added the shrimp heads, it would have been much clearer soup and it would have been perfectly fine. And this dish is very similar to a couple of other versions that are served around this world. And I think honestly, it carries a lot of similarities to cioppino, which has a heavy tomato base to it and is a much richer soup. But today I'm going for a much lighter one. Now, since I'm eating this by itself, I want to have something to give it a lot of substance. And usually a white fish is a very good fish to accompany it. Some clams, mussels, some squid. I like the tentacles, so I only added the tentacles. Some of that shrimp earlier, stock and the broth that we made. Add a little more salt, some oregano, white pepper, and back to simmering. Cook everything. I added a nub of ginger to help clear up some of the seafood taste to it. And I also decided I wanted to add some chorizo. I want a little bit of spiciness. So it's a very good accompaniment to it. I think Spanish styles tend to have chorizos in it. Now, remove the ginger, and after everything's been simmered for a while, I also added some red chili flakes to help give it a little bit of kick. So once this is done, you simmer it all, you add everything back in, and what cuts the heaviness or to even further brighten this dish up is lemon juice. So I garnish it and complement it with a nice lemon so I can get an extra juice. Now it's salty, it's a little bit spicy, it's tart, it's amazing. I really recommend you try this dish. There's a lot of leftover ingredients, and in future episodes, I'm actually going to show you what I did with it. Don't really waste good ingredients. Well, please like and subscribe, and enjoy.